My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is January 28, 2023. It is 5:14 a.m. I finished edit a video that I recorded yesterday. I wanted to get that out of the way first before I start recording. So I'm probably gonna have at least 2 videos today. I've already separated them. Hopefully some of the tweets that I bookmark for each of those videos don't be more than an hour. Otherwise I'll probably have 4 videos, cut them into 2s. Okay, so a lot to discuss. Let's go on Twitter. Okay, this one is a video that was supposed to be on my last video. For some reason, when I was editing to put the timestamp on the thing, I realized this one, I skipped that one. So this is why I'm sharing this here now. Okay, laughing my ass off. No hands out for Scammy. We love you, Harry and Meghan. All right, Samantha Markle busted lying again. Okay, I didn't listen to it yet.
Not true, because remember, I know they were set up pack shots, but remember he was filmed, the dad, getting measured for the suit, reading up about England. So if he wasn't invited, that doesn't even make sense. And I know the paps set him up with that, but that was on the pretense that he was going to the wedding. So what she's saying doesn't add up.
Okay, so I wish I've known what Samantha have said and to what they are making reference to. So I'm just sharing with you the video. I don't know. All right, Melbourne is in Australia, isn't it? So that must be okay. This person must be in Australia, or is it all of them? But anyway, let's finish listening. It's only 30 seconds and I've done 20 seconds already.
Let's take, why don't we get her on next week? For her interview.
We are not paying her $200 for an interview.
It's not true.
Oh, they pay her $200 for interview. Let's see here. The shocking thing is how cheap she is. Yeah, $200, right? Desperate time, I guess. My God, 200. But in the US, they don't pay people for interview. So there's no incentive. Either you want to be interviewed or you don't. All right, I just got up and have laugh barrier. Are you saying they are still talking about the damn wedding? I don't know. I don't. Samantha must have said something and then they sort of reaction to it. Okay, lying is a sin. Let's see. Terrorism, Meghan, and inflicting more pain to Harry. That was UK media. Doing terrorist act. He is a danger man for me. Someone need to drop him at South and North Pole to get his penis frozen before anyone. What the hell is this? Who is that? This is the same person. Who is that? A squatty? I am. We love Sussex. What? Okay, let me just skip that because I have so much to share with you. Let me not wrap my head around this. We're not paying $200 for interview. There's this. Here we go, turning on themselves. Okay, they are finally catching on to Scammy. You mean she does it for only $200? Okay, people are fed up with Samantha. Haha, oh Scammy is such a pauper. Okay, thanks for posting. Got the TV. Your description is up. Okay, she only get paid $200 for her dignity, others lack thereof. What a shame. Okay, let's go into this because that was a retweet. Is there more to it? Okay, so they're not posting anymore. I'm not gonna read all of them, but let's see. This is the response to the original video. Okay, how was he not invited to the wedding when his name was printed on the program because it was too late to reprint them, not to mention the hoopla around Charles stepping up. Samantha lying is not the shocking thing. The fact that they are still talking about this 5 years afterwards is Yeah, so they're talking about the wedding. I guess they have nothing better to do. We know with the Prince Andrew thing, Virginia's gonna come with a tell-all book, so they want something other than that to talk about. All right, let's read what's on the screen and then that's it. Are they talking about her lying to American Fox Murdoch News while Samantha busted, or when the one who gave her the platform, they are distancing themselves now? Okay, judging from their reaction, Samantha Markle's gravy train is about dried up, finally. One scammer trying to get Samantha paid, everyone's catching up to that racket. Wow, that hack is shilling for Samantha to go on their show, and for $200 Australian, there's the laugh, the desperation. Okay, the loser can only charge $200 for interview. Loser. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. That tweet that I just shared, it was supposed to be on my last video, but I then I skipped it for some reason. Alright, next tweet, it's a video also. For me, this clip shows what happened when you are not the original. You essentially miss something vital that gives you away. If you ever had your idea stolen from you, you understand this. When you look at the very beginning of this video clip that person show, look at Harry's face. All right, let me
from my point
look
of
at
view,
here, right here, you see,
point of view,
right here. Okay, you're gonna see Harry's face. I wonder what was said before for him to make that grimace face right there. Ready?
from my point of view
There.
personally, I adore Africa because it's so different. I like getting away from the cities, from the busyness of London and places like that. I like being anonymous in Africa. I like meeting the new people. I like the wildness of it all. It really brings out the sort of the real sort of spiritual side of Africa, which is, you know, you connecting back to your roots almost. And,
Wait a second. Your roots? What roots do you have in Africa? Colonialism roots? What is he talking about? Oh my God. You know what the sense that I'm getting? It looks like talking points of what Harry have said. And he's sort of nitpicking some of the things Harry have said. Okay, no wonder why he did that grimace. Okay, let's listen.
I like getting away from everything and interacting with the wildlife and the environment, things like that. Particularly is where I go with Tusk. They do lots of translocation, rhino darting, lion darting. So you're actually getting a real hands-on with the wildlife, and you're actually seeing and feeling the sort of the conflict and the problems that the Africans face, albeit.
Oh, please don't talk about African problems. Please don't make their problem be yours. Focus on your problem, because you're gonna go over there and destroy, because you're already talking about their overpopulation and all of that. None of your business. Look at Harry's face. Oh my God.
There are many of them, but you're focusing on a couple that really matter.
There's nothing left, is there? But no, essentially, what? Essentially what William said.
Look how respectful Harry is. He's like, what? Now it's my turn to talk. Now what? Okay, do you have more to say? So he will give him the mic. My goodness. Look at his face. Talking nonsense of, oh my God. But let's listen to Harry now.
The wildness and just being out, being ourselves, you know, being able to sort of lose everything that's behind and just go off into Africa. I mean, I've got loads of friends in Africa as well, which is always a treat. But once again, Botswana, Lesotho.
There is being very specific. All the names of countries within Africa he's visited, and he make reference to friends that he has in Africa. So you could see the originality of Harry in comparison to William. So William, I think, was just repeating some key points of things, stories, probably Harry either told him personally or from videos he've heard Harry said some of this stuff. But let's continue.
Zambia, you know, all the countries I've been to, especially recently as well, have just been very close to my heart. My heart's in Africa as well as obviously back home. But if I get a chance to go away, 9 times out of 10, it's Africa, and it's just a very special place. Not only because of the wildlife, but the people are just so friendly over here.
There it is. There it is. That's the thing here. The people over there treat him like he is a human being, not as a prince or any of that. So this is the thing that connect him with Africa. He always said that. Harry always saying those kind of things. So, but the other brother was just repeating nonsense. I mean, they're not nonsense, but to him, I think they are nonsense because it's not his. He's just repeating what Harry have said before, and he's using some key points of somebody else's, which is Harry. But Harry is the original person here. All right, looks like William is talking about stories Harry told him doesn't sound authentic. Let's pause. Okay, I just love it when people get it. Yep. There's this here. You either in Twitter jail or it just continue mess from Twitter malfunctioning. I'm seeing tweets from account containing words muted. When I checked, found out Twitter has unmuted all. Had to start again. Alright, checking back to what would LOL, my reaction to 41 minutes ago. Okay, Harry was like, you just stole all my ideas. That's what I think too. Harry finished Williams up by saying, I love the people of Africa and my heart is in Africa. Yep. And the winner is People's Prince, Harry. Okay, I like how he always speaks first, then Harry speaks and makes more sense. Harry has always loved his true family in Africa. That is true. Okay, reminds me how my old supervisor will recite things I've said to him in a previous convo back to me later, or how he will give my briefing, which he'd reviewed anytime we co-presented. It was so frustrating whenever he spoke. I wonder whose words he's stolen. That face Harry made at 0.01 second, and I love to see what was said before this clip started that made him grimace like that. Lil Willie is such a blowhard. Prince Harry called him out for going on and on trying to show off as if he is invisible, knowing full well he has done authentic work in Africa. Harry was pissed, and rightly so. There are people that are literally gone crazy because of stuff like this. He was so tired of Toby. I'm glad he and Meghan have found each other. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. There's more comment, but let's move on. Right, February 2018. Meghan Markle kindly helps a speaker with his notes during the Endeavour Funds Awards. She was always a sweetheart. Alright, let's listen.
The second prize of the evening.
So it's 1 minute and 10 seconds. And I will stop in between, okay?
The second prize of the evening is awarded to an individual who has endeavored to achieve excellence in their chosen sport or adventurous challenge.
Okay. Oh, the notes got mixed up, so there's Meghan gonna help him. There it is.
Page. We've got different notes.
That's fine.
I've got that bit. I've got the second one. You got the first one.
I have mine. Hold on. Let's see this one.
This is the spontaneous of things, and Meghan just fell right in to help him.
I think you're here. Okay, here.
Is this it? Here we go.
I think so.
Thank you. Who done the notes, eh?
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Oh, I didn't hear that. She said teamwork. Wow. Let's listen. I didn't hear that before. Let's listen. Right there, I think.
Who done the notes, eh?
Teamwork.
Yeah. She said very slowly and very low. Teamwork.
Done the notes, eh?
Teamwork.
Yeah.
So I made it. I might have been the second one or that one.
Yes, you're this one. Second one. So the first nominee.
Okay, the first nominee for the Endeavour Award celebrating excellence is Michael Swain.
Okay. Let's see here, the next one. Okay, that's February 2018. Meghan Markle stepped in to lend a hand as one of the speakers at the Endeavour Fund Awards loses his notes at the podium, handling the mishap like a pro. Yep. Wait a second. Harry and Meghan they married yet? 2018. It's in May, right? Yeah, they didn't marry yet. So there's Meghan doing it like a pro, just like Sky News said. And this really pisses those people off, the royal family. Oh my God. Okay, this was like eons ago. And there's me responding to that. Yeah, 3 hours ago. Yeah, but it's good to remind people of the good she's done. Though you can make up stuff to keep telling people of what she's not. Okay, there's a response to that. I know. She was so good on her first night out with Harry as working royal, and they weren't even married yet. Okay, so that's okay. They weren't married yet. Okay, she is indeed. There's that. She's a sweetheart. let's see. Yeah, so that was a tweet. Let's go to the next one. It's a video as well. Let's see here. Okay, there's this. When Prince Harry talks about how everyone was envious of how good Meghan was at the job, it felt a bit aggrandizing. Then I saw this and I realized, oh no, Meghan has a skill set none of them have. Princess Anne isn't ideating problems and creating brand partnership solutions. Let's not forget, Princess Anne thought that younger royals were moving too fast, and she sort of felt like they were trying to, you know, not to reinvent the wheel and stuff like that. So Princess Anne is not into that sort of aspect. She already told us to not reinvent the wheel, so she wanted things to remain the same sort of things. But the world is evolving, things are changing, so there's Harry who come in with Meghan and wanted to do things slightly different. So Princess Anne is not into that aspect of things. Okay, so he retweeted that from the Royal Family channel. Okay, so let's see here. The Duchess of Sussex has launched the Smart Works capsule collection in London. The charity of which Meghan is patron helps women to dress and prepare for interviews by providing them with key workwear essentials. All right, so that was September 12, 2019. A little bit, yeah, after almost like a year after they were married. All right, it's, oh my god, 6 minutes and 52 seconds. I don't know, maybe I should. Okay, let's listen to it. I will have to stop in between, okay? Or go to the Royal Family channel to watch the entire thing, because I think that's where he got it from.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It's very exciting and it looks beautiful, and I'm sorry if you were waiting for a bit in this sunshine, though. It's pretty nice to have such good weather. So
I think I did a review of this particular speech already on PYTE channel. Okay, so one of the things that I remember highlighting is the fact that she made the thing so easy, bring her personal experience, bring the current situation, the atmosphere of the room, well, they're outdoor right now, atmosphere of the room, to ease in to her speech. Okay,
I thought that it would probably be helpful for you to understand how we ended up here today and why this collection was so important to conceive based on the visits and what I was seeing when I was on site at SmartWorks.
Okay, and she's bringing her personal experience, things that she saw. And this is what happened. When you are hands-on onto something, it's easy for you. I mean, it may not be that easy, but it makes it much easier. Okay, when you are present, you're hands-on, you're seeing the thing that's going on instead of someone else going there to tell you what they saw. So when you physically there, you see what's going on, and it's easy for you to explain to the people and make your speech much easier. Okay,
and let's maybe go back a little bit. Should I hold for sound? They're grateful back there. When I first moved to the UK, it was incredibly important to me personally to be able to connect with people on the ground doing really important work. And one of the places that I went to very early on was SmartWorks. Now, funny enough, and purely by coincidence, it was just a year ago at this same time that I was working on a project in Grenfell with this woman at a community center called Lmaooo, and that's when we put together the Together cookbook.
And nobody should be surprised about any of this, because during their engagement, Meghan have said she wants to connect with things that she's passionate about.
I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility.
And nobody should be surprised about any of this.
Which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of the...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
And then she created that same blueprint that she did with the Grenfell okay, what she just mentioned here, and does the same thing here with the SmartWorks. Okay.
So though this is a year later, and obviously this is fashion, not food, at its core, these are very similar projects because they're about women who are empowering each other, me being able to have the opportunity to meet them, get to know them, learn from them, and then say what.
That's the thing, learning. Okay, she's not shying away from telling people, look, I learned from these people. This is what I've learned. I got the platform, so I'm gonna share the platform with these women who've been doing the hard work. It's just that these women don't have the platform. So she's using the platform that she has to highlight the people, the women who's doing the work. This is the same thing the other one could have, learned from. It's not too late to learn from this same blueprint that Meghan have done. Okay, she's been talking about 5 questions, baby brain, and all of this. Nothing. But okay.
What can I do in some small way? How can I try to help you amplify this?
There
How
it
can
is.
we make this even better, greater, and more impactful for the women that you're trying to help? So on my visits to SmartWorks, one of the times that I went, I realized there was a little bit of a challenge in terms of styling for the women because we had a lot of donations, but not necessarily the things that women needed to have. I said, okay, well, let's try to work with what we have and make the best of it. And then the next time I went, you'll remember this, there was a rack of about 40 or 50 lilac colored blazers.
And you see, she's not even looking at her notes. The key point here, she probably put bullet points of key things to talk about, which makes it easier for her. Why? Because she was hands-on. She was physically there. She was analyzing, thinking, and do things, and so she remembers some of the things she was thinking about. So she's just reciting back to the people, to the audience, this is what I was thinking at that time. That makes me come up with this idea. Okay? So the others, they have other people doing almost everything for them. And when it's time for them to present the thing to the world, to the people, they can't really do it because other people were doing it. All right?
Now, don't get me wrong. It's a great blazer, and I'm sure for someone it's exactly what she wants to be wearing. But for most women, when you're going in there and you want to have a job interview and you want to feel your very best and you want to feel confident, you want to be wearing the pieces of clothing that make you feel that way, and not the leftovers that didn't sell from the end of the season. And I kept thinking about it as I went home, and it didn't track for me, and I said, we have to do something to change this. And a big piece of this is trying to transform the idea of charity to community. And the way that we do that, I think, as people, is when we go into our closet as a woman and you say, I'm going to make a donation, you don't go through your closet and just toss in a box whatever you don't care about anymore. That's charity as we know it today. Community is going through your closet and saying, this is the blazer that I wore when I nailed my first job interview and got my dream job.
My goodness. She's not even looking at anything. Nothing. All her ideas and things already in her head. This is the thing that those people in the UK know Meghan possesses. Instead, they're trying to crush her down. I mean, this is pure evil from the royal family aspect of her.
And I don't need that anymore because I'm where I want to be. But if I'm able to share that blazer and be part of another woman's success story, then that's community. And so when I thought about it in that personal space, I said, on a bigger level, what can we do with brands, and what companies would be able to help us convene and come together to really build a collection for the women of SmartWorks that could be the pieces that they need to feel confident going into those rooms.
My goodness, this is a recipe, a win-win-win for the UK, the people, and then the companies. A win-win-win. And I think those things that were for sale for SmartWork or whatever it was, they went for the company, they went out of stock. They had to, wow. But anyway.
This is sort of how we thought of the SmartWorks capsule collection. The first designer that I thought of immediately was a really good friend of mine, Misha Nunu, who has spent a lot of time with her brand ethos developing women's empowerment, but also specifically a capsule wardrobe. So you have key pieces that you can mix and match and really maximize what you have. We all know that in your closet, right? You have certain pieces that you can take from 4 items of clothing and suddenly you have 10 outfits. So that was really important.
Let's not forget, Meghan is into fashion. She knows how to dress herself very well. So this is easy for her. And this is why she aligned herself with things she's passionate about, which makes it another level of ease for her to work with the people who's doing those kind of thing, and then easy for her to display it and share it with people around the world. Okay, she make this friggin' speech look easy. I'm not saying I could do it, but she makes it look easy.
Separately, I thought, if this is going to be classics and essentials, what are traditional and quintessential British brands that I've become introduced to once I moved here that for me resonated and I knew would resonate with a SmartWorks customer?
That's the thing. Using British brand to help British people. This is a recipe for success. But no, the UK people, well, not the people, okay, the media and the royal family rejected that. But Harry saw the passion, the recipe for success with Meghan, and then bring it to the UK, but they rejected for the people. All right.
And that seemed obvious to do M&S and John Lewis, which I've worn quite a bit in the past year or two since I've been here, and they thankfully said yes as well, as did Misha. And the last company that I wanted to have be a part of this project was Jigsaw. And truth be told, that was because I had seen a campaign they had done the year before, that was really highlighting the diversity of the UK and the immigrant culture and how that was part of the fabric of the nation. And when I
on video too, listening to her saying the diversity and stuff like that, it's gonna be a little bit more about Ukrainian who's complaining about diversity. Okay, so this is just giving you a heads up for video number 2 if I get to record it today. It's 5:40 already, and I have a lot more to share with you in this video.
I saw that, I was so touched by it, and I said anyone who's seeing the world that way and seeing the community that way is someone that I think would be a great partner to have on this project. So they all said yes, and that was a great start. And so thank you so much for that. As we've seen this evolve, I think what's been really amazing is to know that these women will now be equipped in a project that will just be a couple weeks, but will give us enough units to be able to have the women at SmartWorks have these key essentials for a year. And that in and of itself, to be able to have one small project that has such big impact is something that I'm really connected to.
I like the fact that as Meghan's platform is expanding, okay, she's bringing along other women along with her. Okay, does that make sense? Because some of the designers that she bought with SmartWorks is, you know, designers she has wore herself, and she bring them along and highlight their work. Okay, and then I like the part where she said it's from a commercial she saw, and then it resonated to her, and then, you know, to remember, you know, let me contact this company and see if they'll come aboard, and more than happy they did.
This is the kind of work that I've been doing for a really long time, and to be able to do it here in my new home of the UK means quite a bit to me. It's
that's a little reminder to those people who probably didn't know Meghan have been doing this way before she got into the UK. She implemented in this speech as well.
Also the same vein of work that my husband and I will continue doing, really strong community-based projects. And this is something that we'll be excited to be able to share more about next year when we launch our foundation, Sussex Royal, in 2020. So I think at the end...
What could have been? What could have been? Very sad. But they're doing it here in the US with Archwell.
At the end of the day, I just want to thank all of you for being able to be here, be a part of this success story for these women. I think it's really key in this day and age that we remember it's not just about the people that you know that you're supporting. It's about the people that you don't know, that you may never know, you may never meet. As women, it is 100% our responsibility, I think, to support and uplift each other, to champion each other as we aim to succeed, to not set each other up for failure, but instead to really be there rallying around each other and say, I want to help you. And you may not ever meet that person, but you'll know when you put on that blazer or that shirt, or you carry that tote or put on those trousers or that dress, that some other woman on the other side of this country is wearing that piece because you made that purchase.
Wow.
And that's why the one-for-one model I found was so incredibly important, and that's why I'm really touched that everyone agreed to do this business model in that way. one quick thing that I found out as we were in the car on the way over here was that the tote's already sold out online. So that's great. And my hope is for any of the brands, if you do have that level of success that you're seeing really early on, to hopefully amplify what you've been able to already be so generous in doing with your contribution and extend it for just a little bit more so that everyone can play a part in this shared success story. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it, and I will hand it over to you on the panel.
Wow, wonderful speech. She make it look so freaking easy. All right, let's see here. She was able to help the Grenfell Tower women open the Hub Community Kitchen 7 days a week instead of 3 days a week. However, William and Kate went to a food bank yesterday with empty hands. They took pictures and left. Meghan Sen was doing real impactful work. Spare. It's a minute and 8 seconds. Something came to mind. Let me see. Who is this person? It came under my timeline. Okay, talker and writer. Okay, followed by Denier. Okay, some of the squad follows. It must have been something that was retweeted and it came under my timeline because I'm not following this person. Okay, so he's a writer, so he understands the impact and the power of that speech. Okay, the way Meghan make it look so freaking easy. All right, so let's listen to this. I read that already. It's a minute and 8 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop in between.
Come and have that for free. So several activities like that has been continuing. One important part of that also is the community kitchen, or the Hub Community Kitchen, which has been supported by Meghan Markle. So women from the Tower as well as outside the Tower come and use the community kitchen. And that has been...
I like the part where he literally said been supported by Meghan Markle. Okay, so the credit to Meghan.
Initially during the fire, it was only twice a week that they were using it. But since Meghan Markle came and supported the initiative with a recipe cookbook, the kitchen is now open 7 days a week, and around 20 women come. Some of them are survivors from the Tower, others who live around the Tower, and also from the wider community.
Wow, that's a huge impact. From 3 days to 7 days a week. Why? Because Meghan came with the idea of creating the book, sell it, get the money, and do your work. You don't even need the royal or donation or whatever, self-sustain.
So they all come to enjoy different recipes and to support the community. And some of them have also developed now their own catering business.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that. That's news to me. Wow.
One of them have just celebrated 1 year anniversary of her catering company.
Wow.
And this was a resident of the Tower. She's now a well-established business in her own right. So this is the Grenfell has been really with us throughout the day.
Wow. Okay, there's 7 comments under it. Let's go into it and then I'll come back out. In my opinion, Harry and Meghan will have called ahead and said, what do you need? They won't arrive with it. They would have arrived and work appropriate clothes and dove in to help. We've seen it and times again. It is the difference between a show up, take a pic, and PR show what Harry and Meghan do. All right, she dressed up like Meghan and wave. There's the laugh. That's how baby brain works. This Harry and Meghan do the work. Will and Kate show up to congratulate, shake hands, and take pictures. Oh, and occasionally they can do. They can be bothered to clap. And the thing is that Meghan have said this. I've repeated this so many times on many videos, where Meghan sat on the stage and said she doesn't mind being in the background. This is the part where Meghan sat in the back, do all the idea, the thinking, and do all the work, and then all the other had to do, go cut ribbons and presented it. But no, they want everything for themselves, but they're not doing a damn thing. All right, this one is another minute again. As small, as short as this video is, I'm gonna have to stop in between. Okay, the Grenfell Tower women are contributing to their communities because of their collaboration with Meghan. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Meghan still keep in touch with them. Okay, I hope YouTube don't give me any problem, despite the fact that I'm narrated in between. But if you don't see the video, that's because YouTube gave me some issues. All right?
Food united them. Munira Mahmood survived Grenfell, but it's thanks to the Duchess she's still able to cook.
There it is. Give credit where credit is due. Meghan helped them.
The book has changed 1,000 of people's lives, you know, beginning with me. everything is happening because of her.
Wow.
It was Meghan Markle who suggested making the cookbook.
In January 2018, as I was settling into my new home of London, I met a group of women whose community had been affected by the Grenfell fire.
Yep, because of her. There it is.
And the recipes from this community kitchen became a bestseller.
All this food we're cooking in our own homes with this pandemic and in the kitchen, still the funding is coming from that book.
Wow.
And it was because of her. This all goes back to her, I believe.
And I think when Meghan and Harry were leaving, the money for the cookbook, they fought for it. They fought for it. They wanted it to go exactly for what it meant to be.
So, thank you.
I like that.
Does she still keep in touch now? I know she's gone to LA. Does she
Definitely. She's, as I said, she's going through a lot, but still, she doesn't forget those.
Wow.
She's been in touch with.
That's
Food
nice.
united them.
Okay,
Manira
it's playing again. Let's see here. There's another one, 22 seconds. Meghan loves to empower women. Okay, 22 seconds. I think I've heard this before where she said no one ever asked her about what she wants to do, and Meghan was the first one to ask her that, and she felt very sentimental about that.
I remember she asked me what my dream was, and I started crying because nobody ever in my life has ever asked me what my dream is or is. Not my husband, not my mom, not my father, no one. And I just, I call her a stranger. She's asked.
Wow, you could hear that little crack in her voice as she's saying that. Meghan was the first one to ask her that question.
Asking me this, and she just showed so much respect, so much love.
That's the thing, respect. Okay, let's read some of the comments. They tore her apart for turning up prepared. She was called a bully for sending email at 5 a.m. but not expecting a reply. A royal reporter said staff were annoyed. She was in the office working every day because they were used to the others only coming once a month. Oh my God, Meghan came to work. And then maybe, my humble opinion, the reason they pissed off because they just hang out in the office, pretend they're working, and then Meghan is there, they doing work. So now they don't want to work. Oh my God, there's 9 comment under it. Let's see here. Duchess Meghan was used to the set life as an actress when the call time is 5 a.m. and shooting starts very early. Acting job is 24/7 and not 9 to 5. That's her training and work ethic as an actress. Yet they crucify her for being a hardworking boy. Shame on their lazy ways. Truth. All right, let's see here. I'm not gonna play this, but this is a YouTube video. Too Big to Fail, HBO TV movie. Okay, let's see here. I paused my acting gigs with SAG. For example, we shot this one banquet scene for 12 hours and start early morning call time. Sometimes we wake up at 3 a.m. to be on set at 5 a.m. Peace. Truth be told. What is it? There's that co-stars from Suit who was saying, she said something in that aspect where they were working so late, and then her husband was out of town, and then Meghan came early at her door because Meghan knows that her co-worker, her husband is out of town and they have kids. So she went to bring some breakfast for them and all of that, and she was so appreciative of it. Let me put that clip here.
Just to get to the heart and soul of it, I'm a mom of 2 girls. I mean, I'm really proud to be on a show that represents women this way. But
And as a mom, how do you balance your acting and all that and then home life?
I have banished the word balance.
And also we're all in Toronto where we film the show, so we become a little family. So really, I think we all sort of lean on each other. I don't have to balance 2 beautiful little girls like Sarah does, but she does it so well, and I think we all just manage to support each other with whatever comes up.
I'll give you an example. I was working till 4:30 in the morning on a Friday night, and my husband was traveling for business. And on Saturday morning at 7:30, right about 20 minutes after the kids woke up, my front door bell rings, and it's Meghan with scones and Starbucks. And we turned on cartoons, and the girls were like, what is this amazing thing called a scone? And we let them eat them in bed and get crumbs everywhere. And it was just exactly what I needed, off in Toronto.
When excellence step in the room, mediocrity gets paranoid. Okay, when I was still working, I did a lot of overtime. Oh, me too. I don't know. Even I remember when I was working during lunchtime, Okay, I was doing freelance, go meet people for my freelance gig, and then after work, go meet other people for freelance gig if I'm not working overtime. And sometimes the overtime, they don't, especially for the architecture, it's not really, I don't think they pay you overtime. It's just that you have the work, it needs to be done. And if it has to go out at a certain time, or you're way behind, you just have to make up the time yourself. Yeah. But anyway, when I was still working, I did a lot of overtime, meaning sending emails in the weekend or evening, not expecting reply in the weekend or evening, but I just got my work done. And when I thought of something, I did something with it, like writing an email with ideas, suggestion. Yeah, this is why she emailed the people. She's not expecting immediate reply. If she needed immediate reply, she would use the phone to call. Okay, and sis was just accustomed to waking up at 3 to 4 a.m. every morning for work. And what is it? Was it the Invictus when Meghan was introducing Harry for the Netherlands Invictus? And Meghan says something like where Harry would be staying up all night to make sure those things are being done.
Now, it is my distinguished honor to introduce someone that I think you'll all be very excited to hear from. He has also spent many late nights and early mornings planning for these games to make them as perfect as possible for each of you. He has also spent many late nights and early mornings planning for these games to make them as perfect as possible for each of you.
Harry is a hard worker as well. Meghan pointed that out in that Netherlands Invictus. All right, wait, this is the bullying behavior we've been hearing about from British press, not coming from Meghan at all, but this is why I use the schedule send features, because I have to draft the message when it's on my mind, and that may be 3 a.m. LOL. Okay, exactly. You can tell they were used to just clocking in and doing nothing all day and going home. Okay, I have a colleague who emails up to midnight. I don't take it as bullying, and I know he isn't expecting an instant reply. It's ridiculous attitude towards her. She's obviously wants to work hard and give her time where required. Yeah, and then this is what's good with email. As you think of things, okay, you send the email. You don't. There's a time I even email some of my kids' teachers 3 a.m. before I do my my recording, but that doesn't mean I need the reply right away. Or if it's something that the teacher sent and I finally get to it, and I will do that. All right, and them stating that discomfort is fine. It is lying, name calling, backstabbing, character assassination, and hate that is just vile. It was outrageous, like threatened abuse. The thing is that they are used to it. The British media and the royal family are used to doing these kind of things. It's just now they didn't expect a pushback from their BS. Okay, now it pretty much highlight their stupidity. Okay, so let me read what's there. Now I'm back to the original. Oh God, that's too much. I'm just by now you should know. 45 seconds for the sake of this video. For comparison, let's listen to this. All right. Oh, Harry was not exaggerating. Meghan was also told to be 50% of herself, to literally shrink herself because of this. Let's listen.
And I suppose in listening to everybody, I suppose that's why this was for me really important. That was, you know, to have this place where we can all come together, whether it's parents or.
Oh my God, it is painful. But for the sake of this video, I'm sharing it. I remember seeing First Lady Biden sitting next to her, and then she had her stack of books ready to talk, and then they had to cut the thing short.
Neuroscientists or academics, or those working with parents themselves, but just to really raise the importance of the first 5 years, because I really do feel the best investment for our future health and happiness lies in the first 5 years of life.
You know, I'm not saying some of the things she's saying are bad, but the same freaking thing been going on for almost, what, 10 years, if not more? But where is the solution to this thing? People want solution. We keep on hearing first 5 years, what can people who's listening to her do with the first 5 years? Now, by the time, I don't know, maybe those kids who were just born when she first started with that, now they're probably teenagers already. Then the first 5 years already passed. Oops, what happened? Okay, I don't want to start that.
Because I really do feel the best investment for our future health and happiness lies in the first 5 years of life. But Ed, to your point, only by working, and I think Eamon, you referenced it too, only by working together in a holistic way are we going to be able to achieve that. You know, it is the healthcare, it is the education system, it is working.
And the worst thing is, she has all the best of the best expert people who've done these kind of things already, but she's not utilizing them. All right, let's see. It pains me now, and even then, for Dr. Jill, this is too much to bear. All right, Dr. Biden was prepared to answer questions and speak at length, but it was over within a few minutes. Yep, that's what I was saying. Yep. Let me go to the next tweet. All right, I spent too much time on that. Next tweet. Oh my God, I'm not even okay. That's gonna be part 2 of video 1. All right, you should watch this. The cookbook raised over 750,000 pounds. All right, so she retweeted the guy that I just shared with you, and then said you should watch that speech of Meghan as well. All right, let's listen to it. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm gonna stop in between.
Thank you everyone so much for coming. Can you hear me all right? Yes, great. Thank you for coming for the launch of Together to celebrate this and the women of the Hub Community Kitchen.
No note whatsoever.
Working on this project for the past 9 months has been a tremendous labor of love. I had just recently moved to London and I felt so immediately embraced by the women in the kitchen.
And there's the same pattern, the same blueprint with her speech. She's bringing her experience in it. Why? Because she was hands-on. It's easy for her to explain things that she saw, felt, smelled, saw, and spoke about with the women. So that's what makes her speech easy. Seems easy. I'm not saying I could do it, but seems easy.
Warmth and your kindness, and also to be able to be in the city and to see in this one small room how multicultural it was. On a personal level, I feel so proud to live in a city that can have so much diversity. It's 12 countries represented in this one group of women is pretty outstanding. There's so many people to thank. Of course, Penguin Random House and Eber.
Okay, there it is. She's not taking all the credit, okay, to herself. She's letting people know it wasn't just her who made this possible. And that's the thing I keep on saying with Kate. Okay, there's a lot of people who've done the thing that she's saying. Bring them along, give them the platform to highlight their work. You don't need to take credit for it because these are hard things to do. So there's Meghan giving credit to those who have helped this project become reality.
Your support and belief in this from the beginning has been just incredible. And Almanar, thank you so much for the support and seeing this through for us. Our team at Kensington Palace and the Royal Foundation on a personal...
There it is. Okay, I've said this in another video. This is not about her. There it is, giving credit to the royal family, even though that was her idea. Okay, she's a representative of the royal family. But nope, they didn't want that.
Note, I'm especially grateful because this is my first project, so I appreciate your support in the vision that I had for this and seeing it come to fruition. And then everyone behind the scenes. I mean, it truly took a village to see this through, from home economists and photography and people donating their time and energy, even on the event today, to see this happen. Willow, Fitz, I mean, it's just, everyone embraced this so deeply because it's been a passion project for all of us and for very good reason.
There it is, giving credit wherever she could think of on top of her head. Give from the people behind the scene, people who probably will never heard of unless if they come out and said they were part of it. Okay, she gave credit where credit is due. She didn't take it all to herself.
I said in the foreword that this is more than a cookbook. And what I mean by that is the power of food is more than just the meal itself. It is the story behind it. And when you get to know the story of the recipe, you get to know the person behind it. And that's what we're talking about in terms of coming together to really engage and talk and to be able to celebrate what connects us rather than what divides us.
And one of the things that I said when they were doing the cookbook, I have a feeling she spoke about her mother to those ladies, and this is why I think, my humble opinion, Miss Dovia came for the opening, because she probably spoke to the ladies at Hub Community about her mother, and she wanted to introduce her mother to those ladies. That's what I think. And also, okay, Miss Dovia probably came to support her daughter on her first project. Okay, so let's finish listening to her.
That, I believe, is the ethos of Together. So, to the women of the Hub Community Kitchen, thank you so much for allowing...
Okay, so they put the link here and that. Okay, just realized Penguin Random House published the cookbook too. On top of the bench and spare, they've been writing with the Sussexes since day one. No wonder we have no spare leaks in spite of intimidation and I suspect blackmail and bribery. Spain leak was after book had been shipped. Yeah. What I've said about the spare thing is that they probably, because I don't have proof to say that, who I think is behind it, but I have a pretty good idea. It's just that once they start putting their nonsense out, and then to prevent people to pinpoint where it came from, this particular bookstore decided to release it in advance so nobody could really say this is where it came from. So to, cloud people's mind of it. Okay. There's this here. I'm saying this for the people in the back. Meghan then publicly discussed a problem she was working on until after she had implemented a solution, and the result have been and continue to be outstanding. The Glenfell kitchen increased its operation from 2 to 5 days. I think it's 3 to 7 days per week. Please verify this, because I think it's 3 to 7. Okay, she is delightful. The royal family missed an opportunity by not embracing her as she is and instead trying to force her to fit their mold. They don't like her, but yet that's exactly that the thing that I said, and I said on PYTE, where they got what they wanted, but why are they copying Meghan? Okay, they don't like Meghan, but yet the one who's willing to, the doormat, willing to copy Meghan, but they want a control kind of person. But if you're controlling the person, then the person cannot be authentic to themselves. I don't know. That's something in Spare Harry had said with the chaos and I don't have the audio. It's a part in the Spare where Harry was saying in terms of symmetry, and when he was saying that, I was thinking of architecture, Roman architecture, Greek architecture, where it comes with symmetry and order, and then where there's none of those symmetry and order, there's chaos. Harry have said it in the, I think it was, I might have that audio, where he was expressing his love for Meghan. I think that's where it was.
Traveled the world from top to bottom, literally. I'd hopscotched the continents. I'd met hundreds of thousands of people. I'd crossed paths with a ludicrously large cross-section of the planet's 7 billion residents. For 32 years, I'd watched a conveyor belt of faces pass by, and only a handful ever made me look twice. This woman stopped the conveyor belt. This woman smashed the conveyor belt to bits. I'd never seen anyone so beautiful. Why should beauty feel like a punch in the throat? Does it have something to do with our innate human longing for order? Does it have something to do with our innate human longing for order? Isn't that what scientists say? And artists? That beauty is symmetry? Isn't that what scientists say? And artists? That beauty is symmetry, and therefore represents a relief from the chaos? That beauty is symmetry, and therefore represents a relief from the chaos? Certainly my life to that point had been chaotic. I can't deny hungering for order, can't deny seeking a bit of beauty. I'd just come back from a trip to France, where we'd marked the anniversary of the Battle of the Somme, and I'd read a haunting poem, Before Action. It ended, "Help me to die, O Lord." I realized I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. A fairly staggering revelation for me just then. But this woman's beauty and my response to it wasn't based merely on symmetry. Wasn't based merely on symmetry. Wasn't based merely on symmetry. There was an energy about her, a wild joy and playfulness. There was something in the way she smiled, the way she interacted with Violet, the way she gazed into the camera. Confident, free. She believed life was one grand adventure. I could see that. What a privilege it would be, I thought, to join her on that journey.
I'm gonna just scoot on over and let you whack him. Get him again. Get him for me.
I'll look for it and put that part, because when I was listening to that, I was thinking of architecture. When there's no order and arrangement and stuff, there's chaos. And this is the same thing with the royal family. They won't think in a specific way. When people start thinking for themselves and do different, they don't have control of it. They think it's chaotic. So they're trying, they can't really have a grasp of things when people start thinking for themselves. Okay, and this is why they try to control people. But it's not for them to worry about that. Oh my God, this is why these people want to think of themselves as the closest to God. But God, then, when you look at nature, there's not one straight line. Every straight line that you see is human who created it. All right? You look at a tree stump or a tree, whatever, the skin of the tree, it's all crooked. There's no straight line. All right, whatever's on the screen, that's it, and then I'll move to the next tree. Okay, this look like what Kate is trying to copy. That is the hand movement. Okay, the reason Meghan is too good is because she is authentic, not a bullshitter. That's why. Yep, Kate could never compare. Over Christmas, it went back on Amazon Canada's bestseller list and eventually sold out. Oh, the cookbook? I wasn't aware of that. Okay, it is a stunning book, back in stock now. Wow. It is still being sold. Okay, not reading from script. How good is she, huh? That's the thing. Okay, imagine William, Camilla, and her mother having to tell the Princess of Wales to get rid of her because she's better than you. That's on them. Because when you look at the things they're doing with Archwell, it's perfection all the way.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.